The men they called Buffalo Soldiers. In the summer of 1866, the war was over, but the fight was not. The Civil War had ended, slavery had been abolished, and the nation was trying to rebuild itself. But for African American men, freedom came with uncertainty. Jobs were scarce, rights were limited, equality was still a distant promise. Then, on July 28, 1866, Congress passed a law that changed history. The Army would be reorganized. And for the first time in American history, African American men would serve in permanent Army units. They became known as the Buffalo Soldiers. They wore blue uniforms and carried Army rifles. They served in all-black units, the 9th Cavalry, the 10th Cavalry, the 24th Infantry, and the 25th Infantry. Every enlisted man was African American. Many were formerly enslaved. Some were free men. Others were veterans who had already fought in the Civil War. They were paid regularly, fed daily, and trained hard, but respect was not included. The Army was segregated. Racism was open and accepted. These men were often sent where others did not want to go, into the heat of the desert, the cold of the plains, and the danger of the frontier. Out west, the land was vast and unforgiving. From Texas to Arizona, from New Mexico to Montana, the Buffalo Soldiers rode on horseback, marched for miles, and stood guard through endless nights. They escorted mail wagons, protected settlers, guarded railroads, built roads and forts with their own hands. Between 1866 and 1891, they fought in over 170 military engagements during the Indian Wars. Their missions were dangerous. Supplies were limited. Reinforcements were often slow to arrive. Still, they earned a reputation. They were known for discipline, for endurance, for refusing to quit. Native American tribes gave them a name, Buffalo Soldiers, a title believed to reflect their strength, bravery, and dark, curly hair that resembled the buffalo's coat. The soldiers embraced the name and carried it with pride. In 1870, a man named Sergeant Emmanuel Stantz led a patrol in Texas. When local children were kidnapped, Stantz volunteered to find them. He tracked the captors, fought through enemy fire, and rescued the children safely. For his bravery, he became one of the first African Americans to receive the Medal of Honor. He would not be the last. By the end of the 1800s, 18 Buffalo Soldiers had earned the Medal of Honor, the nation's highest award for bravery. Then came 1898. The United States went to war with Spain, and the Buffalo Soldiers were sent overseas to Cuba. On July 1st, they faced their most famous battle, the Battle of San Juan Hill. Gunfire filled the air. The hill was steep. The enemy was dug in. Buffalo Soldiers from the 9th and 10th Cavalry charged forward under heavy fire. They rescued wounded soldiers. They pushed upward when others fell back. Their courage helped break enemy defenses and secure victory. The battle became legendary, but their role was often left out of the story. Years passed. New wars came. During World War I, African American soldiers continued to serve, even as segregation remained. Units like the 369th Infantry Regiment fought on the front lines longer than any other American unit and earned international praise. In World War II, Buffalo Soldier units once again answered the call. The 92nd Infantry Division fought in Italy, guarding supply lines and securing mountain positions under brutal conditions. Even after all of this, many returned home to a country that still denied them equality. But their service mattered. Their record made it impossible to ignore their skill, loyalty, and sacrifice. In 1948, President Harry S. Truman ordered the desegregation of the U.S. military, ending segregation in the armed forces. The legacy of the Buffalo Soldiers lived on. They were more than fighters. They were builders, protectors, trailblazers. They stood at the edge of history and moved it forward, step by step, battle by battle. And today, when we remember the Buffalo Soldiers, we remember men who proved that courage does not wait for fairness, and that honor is earned, even when recognition is not.